You know, while out knocking doors, we had the opportunity to talk to a lot of people.
That's true.
Yeah.
Can you just imagine that it would have been such a wonderful experience?
This was an amazing experience. I learned so much from our neighbors in Bloomfield, what they wanted, what they saw as something missing, our weaknesses and our strengths. This was great. What did you think?
I thought it was good. You got a chance, and I know most of us did, to listen, and that's a key part of this. Is just listening to people, whether they live in District 3, 2, 5, or 4. They just wanted someone to listen and hear their concerns, and that's what we did in the weekend.
I have to say, this was very humbling for me. I went to certain parts of Bloomfield that I personally have never traveled. In talking with our neighbors, folks were happy to see us out there talking to them. I think what happens a lot of times, politicians just get comfortable and sit in their office, and people go out and just pull a lever and vote for them. But I think at the end of this whole process, what we have to bring back, the promise that we have to make to these voters, is to not just get elected, it's to go back out and visit them, talk to them, listen to what's going on. Because as we all know, things change constantly. And I think we need to be connected with our voters, and to me that's very much important. And I promise that I'm going to continue that. I'm going to hold everyone here to that.
People just wanted to have a choice and to be able to talk to people and let them know that we want transparent government just like they did. The reception was overwhelmingly positive. People wanted to talk about the schools for children. Even seniors were talking about the children's
That's
future.
my passion.
Oh my goodness. It was just, even in the rain.
Yes.
Even in the rain, people opened their doors and they asked us to come into their homes because they knew that we wanted to hear what they had to say.
One of the themes that came out a lot, and I was a bit surprised about, was the center apartments. People were very upset with that, and they were very upset because of the change in character of the town. When I talked to people, they were not opposed to having more density in the center, more people in the center, the idea of apartments. They liked all that, but they were not happy with what they had gotten. And I had several people specifically say to me, did the town council approve that?
Well, the proof of that is the zoning commission only looked at the site plan. There's no design review in this town. And it needs to be stated. We can't let developers determine what our town should look like and how it should be. We need to do that ourselves.
And we can't have
And
the
I think-
town council abrogate that responsibility.
Right.
Well, that's one of the things that we're strong about, because our focus is to give the decisions back to the residents of the town of Bloomfield. Let them decide what they do and do not want in their town. Because this is our town, we want to make sure that their voice is heard. That's the democratic process.
Yes, we are elected to do a job, but this job would only get done with a collective kind of brainstorming, where people are coming in and they're welcome to council meetings, and they could have a dialogue back and forth.
Yes.
To be frank with you, you need to change that ordinance where you can't have any back and forth with, the audience, with the residents. I think that's wrong.
We, as this new generation of leaders, could do is implement town conversations.
Yes.
Implement conversations where we go out to the town,
to their
where we
areas.
have different meeting spots and different events where we can come out to where they are to hear from them and to make sure that they're a part of the process. Transparency takes many different shapes, and as the new generation of leaders, we want to make sure that we come out to you. How about having a junior council where we get a set of young students, they come into council meeting once a quarter and learn about town government. Let them know that this is possible for them as well. Training up the next generation, because we won't be on town council for 14 years.
I want to take that a step further, because I think it's important to try and get the people in the high school, kids in the high school, out into the community more. And whether it's helping find internships and jobs, but also to understand how the community works or where it needs help, and have the community into the high school more, so that everybody understands and creates that sense of, well, that's my responsibility as part of this community, because that's why we're stepping up.
The other thing that we notice, people are living in their own world. I remember when I was growing up, I would get up in the morning and say hi to my neighbors. This council, this future council members right here, we will set the tone.
Lead by example.
We would lead by example.
That's key.
I have to say that I have to go on record and say I have awesome neighbors. My neighbors. The reason I bought my home was because neighbors were waving and saying hello, and I did not know them. And that flavor in my neighborhood has never changed.
Community exists to bring people together. Throughout history, that's the whole purpose of community, and I think that's our challenge.
You know, this is an awesome conversation. This is what the new generation of Democratic leaders look like.
Yes.
And you know what? I will also challenge us. I believe that we should have at least once a quarter, we should go out in certain parts of Bloomfield and engage the public. I think that's key.
Well-
It's important to keep us connected.
Well, I agree, because I heard that in District 5, and one lady brought it up and said, why don't the directors, the police chief, the director of public works, director of seniors, why don't they have a meeting and where we can go and talk to them about what services they provide? Because most people didn't know what services they provided. And so he was like, we can hold them accountable, so bring them into a council meeting where we can ask them questions and they can answer our questions. And I think it was perfect. Well, let's keep pushing on.
Let's keep on pressing. We got work to do.
Let's get back to work.
When you go to the voting booth on September 12th,
You now have a choice.